Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Hello, welcome back. We are the Application of Knowledge podcast.
Number one podcast on the internet.
Yeah, me. Number one podcast in the world, baby.
In the world, okay.
Top of the world, Chris.
Watch out, Joe.
Yeah, me. We coming for you, Rogan.
we coming. We on the way.
We just need about 15 more million.
We watched Godfrey last night. You remember that where he was talking about how when you get old, you scoot?
Yeah.
That's us catching up to Joe.
That had me rolling.
Scooting.
That had me rolling. We got Chris James in the building. You know what I mean? We got Stephen Michael back in the building.
Back in the building.
And you have me, Animated Mel. I'm Animated Mel. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always in the building. But yeah, man. This is what, episode 29?
Oh, no one knows but you.
Right, you're literally the only.
Yeah,
the only one that
episode
knows.
29, man. And
Man, we coming up on 30 episodes.
30
man?
episodes,
That's a lot, man.
Yeah, that's
So when we get to 50 episodes, we gotta have at least 2,000 subscribers.
Hey, we rolling.
We gotta have at
We
least
moving, baby. We moving, man. You know what I mean? I let the people come as they come. You know what I mean?
2,000 subscribers and 100 views per video.
It is what it is, man. People occupied. This week is it's been a good week, man. You know, I'm not sure if you're aware. Maybe you are aware. I know Chris isn't. You know, Beyoncé.
dropped an album.
I am aware.
Yeah,
I have women in my life, so
I have women in my life. I am aware.
Getting text messages at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. Beyonce dropped her album, just so you know.
Hey, man.
Okay.
Beyonce's a movement. You listen to Beyonce album?
I've actually never listened to a full Beyonce album.
Ever?
Never.
What?
Not one album.
I've only listened to it because of you.
A whole album though?
When we were traveling a lot, we probably did.
Yeah, we probably definitely.
Okay,
Especially when she had that getting body, man.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I remember
man.
at your wedding.
Yeah,
they played
I
that.
mean, but I've never listened to a whole album, and I mean, honestly, I probably won't listen to this one.
Oh, so you didn't listen to it?
No,
Okay,
I mean,
but you listened to Drake's album when it came out.
Yes.
Same vibe.
I mean, well, here's the thing. Like, do I like Beyonce? I don't dislike her,
Right.
but I'm not like a Beyonce fan.
Oh, you're not in the Beehive.
Man, listen, man.
You ain't
she-
dying in the Beehive.
There's
There's-
not very many men in the
There's,
Beehive.
yeah, why would I want? She is. Listen, I ain't gonna talk bad about Beyonce, but I mean, a lot of her music is not. I don't think it's necessarily for us.
It's
I mean,
not.
It's not.
It's not.
You just happen to love Beyonce from
And that-
when you was a
and
little
that's
boy.
okay. There's nothing wrong with
Like,
that.
I rock with Beyonce.
because that's
man.
you're the only man I know.
the only
only man I know that messes with Beyonce.
Hey, I've been rocking with Beyonce since I was like a teenager, man.
Right.
I mean, this song "Break My Soul" was telling people quit their
Break
job,
my soul.
release yourself from the relationship, release yourself. I mean, come on, man.
Oh.
This is that. You know what I
And
mean?
she's really talking to the trans community too, like that LGBT.
A lot of her songs on
Really?
this album, it kind of has that vibe.
It has that vibe.
It kind of has that like runway Vogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's not.
You know,
what
but
I
the
mean?
thing is, I can appreciate it because,
she's riding a wave.
well, her audience, you know, the people that listen to her music, you know, obviously, yeah, she has gay people who listen
Oh,
to
I'm
her
sure she has
music
a
and
lot of-
people within the rainbow community. And so obviously she's gonna make music that's going to appeal to them.
I mean, that makes sense. This is why I said. I mean, if I hear a couple songs, I'm cool. Like, I'm not going to not listen to her music.
Oh, Beyonce's playing.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna skip her songs, but at the same time, like I'm not particularly
Going out of your way.
going out of my way to. As soon as I saw Drake drop an album, I instantly went and started listening.
Because you rock with Drake.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, I'll listen if someone was like one of her songs. Somebody put something in her story. The song was called "Thick" or something like that.
Oh man, that song is, I'm telling you.
They said it was one of the best songs on the album. I'll go listen to it. I
That
haven't.
song, Thick, Church Girls, that's gonna be like an anthem.
Okay.
It's a summer anthem.
It's like it's like a raunchy type thing, man. I'm telling you, man. It makes you wanna, you know what I mean? It makes you wanna get out there and start getting it, man.
I mean, listen. I'm not saying that she doesn't. make good music. She does, right?
It's just she from Houston, man.
See, I've just like, okay, for example, like I'm not comparing her to Megan, but you know what I'm saying, like
Megan Thee
Stallion,
Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion, right? Cardi. I've never listened to any of their albums, but they have songs that I listen to, but I will listen to them for particular reasons. Right. So I don't support Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not her fan. Like, I think she talks and degrades men. Like, I don't like her music.
I used to rock with her heavy. Honestly, I was like, you know what? I like to see because she's like a woman talking aggressive. But then I started.
So her style, right?
But she can spit because a lot of people follow a particular mode. And just to get hits.
Yeah.
But she stayed true. And I was like, right. You can actually hear.
She's a good artist.
You can hear what she's saying.
Yes, and that's also why I say that I'll have some of her songs in, like, for my gym type stuff. Yeah. When her songs come on, some of them I'll just continue to let play.
Right.
Right. But when I listen to the lyrics, it's just like Cardi, Megan, City Girls, Saweetie. I mean, they all just fall into this same vibe where it's just.
But Cardi's keeping it real though.
I like Cardi.
That's the thing. Like I can actually
take his money, whatever. Like, don't worry about him. Like, it's just.
But like the thing about Cardi specifically, because
right.
I don't know about them other girls, but Cardi is just speaking her truth,
right?
Which is why I can appreciate it. I could probably listen to a Cardi album. I haven't, but like, that Red Bottoms went hard.
Red Bottom.
Yeah, I think that's the name of the song.
By Cardi?
Red Bottom?
Yeah.
You probably talking about Kodak Black.
Doom. Little.
Bodak Yellow. Bodak Yellow.
Bodak Yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got some songs. Like, she got a song called Press. She's like, press. Cardi don't even know. There are songs by them that I enjoy, but then there's certain things that I hear.
When you hear him degrade men.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, I can't get behind that. I absolutely hate it.
Can you separate the music from the person?
Yes.
Okay.
Because as Cardi as a person, if I saw her, I'd be excited. You know what I mean? Like, if I saw the City Girls, I would not be excited at all.
I wouldn't even know who they were.
I wouldn't. If I saw them,
I would probably know who they are, but I don't know their music like that.
There's no reason to. It's absolute garbage.
It's literally for the women that like feed off of that negativity.
It's for that younger audience. Young-minded audience.
I don't think it appeals to the just a youth. I think it appeals to a
particular type of person.
I mean, there's a lot of girl. I mean, this whole. I mean, now hot girl.
Come on, let's be honest.
That's all Megan, but they all fall in the same.
But a lot of women aren't going to agree with what they say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the music sounds good. Everybody can listen to it and vibe off it. But I'm saying, like, who does it appeal? Who's it speaking to?
Hood chicks.
I mean, yeah.
The thing is mood music. Because a lot of that music you will listen to if you're at a club or if you're at a strip club or just at a party. You ain't got no choice
either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously DJs
gonna play whatever the hottest thing is.
Yeah. So I mean I could appreciate it in
where it could be appreciated.
Yeah, but I don't like Cardi B's first album was just her only album. It was actually really good. And,
she only has one album?
Yeah.
One album, but she's got all these songs.
Yeah, that's why everyone's been waiting. Like, when you come out with an album?
Really?
She's raising a family.
She got two kids. She got married.
That's the thing about Cardi.
Wait. She's still married to Quavo or
Offset? Offset?
They go back.
I thought that they broke up or something.
Nah, he cheated. He
She never went anywhere.
He did like a public
apology.
Like he's like, I'm sorry. He got on stage in front of everybody. I'm sorry. Brought her roses and all that stuff. It's just like,
just goes to show, man. Don't matter who you are.
All right. Cardi is not desirable. Like,
what do you mean?
What do you mean?
From the standpoint of a mature man, right, who wants a wife, she's not desirable.
No. Okay. In what ways though? Like, what makes her undesirable? Is you talking about her physical appearance, her personality? What is it?
Her appearance lately, to me, has been getting worse. That's just me. I'm not gonna say she's not ugly. But like the way she's built and what I'm not really a fan.
Well, she, plastic and I'm not sure if it's plastic.
I mean, it looks like
butt shots.
Yeah, it looks like, okay, but whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then of course I like her honesty and how genuine she is, but I'm not appreciative of how she talks and how she carries herself mostly.
She's from the hood, man. She grew up, you know what I mean? But she's still like she is her. I mean, I would never be like, yo, Cardi, what's up? Like you know what I mean? Like I would never want to be with her.
I wouldn't want to be her friend.
I saw a picture.
Yeah.
She
Like, I would never want to be with her.
But I'm talking about marriage-minded men. Like I saw a picture of her. It's older, but I'm just saying, like it was her in like a Chanel. It was like a Chanel cat suit, and she had her daughter in the same suit. I'm like, bro, this is trifling. Like,
why would you, as a mother?
Yeah,
like
why
I can't.
would you? I wouldn't. That's
okay. I can see that. I could see that. I thought it was gonna be something else, but yeah, I could see that. You just have to be a good example. And I guess speaking of apologies, did y'all see Will Smith?
Let's get it.
I did.
Did y'all see Will Smith's apology, man?
Chris didn't.
Let's get it.
Did you see it?
Yes.
Oh, you did.
Hey, y'all know I rock with Will Smith.
Yeah, I didn't know you see that.
DeWitt actually hit me up and told me. Shout out to
okay,
DeWitt.
okay.
So DeWitt hit me up. He was like, "Yo, y'all should talk about it on the podcast." It was automatic, but DeWitt actually said he didn't think Will Smith's apology was genuine.
Interesting.
So I thought that was very interesting.
Cause he hit me with I think he sent it to me, but I had already seen it, and then he hit me with a shake of my head, and I'm just like, and I don't think he responded, and I was like, I mean, I liked it, but you didn't like it, and then he didn't respond, but
yeah, he said he didn't think it was genuine. I would love to have him on to talk about it because I disagree.
Did you? Okay.
No,
I thought it was genuine.
I thought it was genuine as well.
It seemed genuine.
it seemed very genuine.
But
to
the
me.
thing is, okay, I guess you could put it in the comment section. What about it seems ingenuine? Because, but a lot of people, they would say it took him 3 months to apologize.
I mean,
like why does it take that long to apologize? And so I guess we can dive into that particular scenario. Like, is it acceptable in their case, that scenario, for him to take that amount of time to apologize, or would you had rather it been sooner?
So, first of all, as he stated, he's reached out to him
Yeah.
to apologize. So yes, did it take him 3 months to come out with a video and apologize to the world? Yes, but he has reached out to try to have a conversation with him one-on-one to apologize, and he has been non-responsive.
Well,
And-
the response he got back was he's not ready to talk.
Right. Yes, correct. So which is a response. And no response is a response.
I don't think he's gonna ever reach out though.
I mean, I think he probably. I mean, yeah.
I don't either, but they seem to have a lot of history in the family,
Right.
so that might, you know what I'm saying?
That plays
like,
a part in it.
think about it. Like we've had things happen in our not me and you personally. Well, just me and you personally, or just in our friend circle, where you'd be like, "Oh, it's over." It feels like, "Oh, this is it. We're not gonna make it."
When I've had situations with friends, I was like, "Oh, it's a wrap.
Right.
It's a wrap. Period."
But not always.
Not always.
Not always though. But it feels that way.
But
so
I'm not sure if their relationship was that
deep?
Is that tight?
I mean, He was friends with his brother.
He's
I
friends
mean, he's
deeper
friends
with
with
his
his mom.
brother,
I
seem
mean,
like.
they have a relationship, and I mean, we got to look at it from the stance of, I mean, Will Smith is a black man who is highly influential, and in the moment, right, he didn't feel like necessarily he did something wrong, maybe in the moment. So you're getting it from multiple places.
You don't think he felt like he did something wrong in the moment?
I think
he did too.
I think he did.
I think he knew.
He knew.
But even still, it was just like it happened, right? And then when you apologize for something, there's blowback because you're now admitting fault. I mean, and then he's getting it from the other side of his children. He's getting it from Jada. So he's dealing with a lot, and as a man, we know that we protect, and we're going to do our best to protect our family. And sometimes the best thing to do is just say nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So then I think that it was almost like, well, let's let things kind of die down, around the world. So
that was wise.
Right. Don't do it while it's hyped up. Let things kind of die down, because if you apologized immediately, I think he'd have got roasted even more.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, bruh, like you just did this act and then you just take it back. Like, you should have been a man. You should have had control over your emotions, But I mean, there's a lot of pride in there. I mean, it took a lot for him to do that.
Yeah.
And I felt that it was genuine. I felt that he was very honest at his answers. He was taking his time with answering, and it didn't feel like they were pre-programmed answers.
They weren't, because I was looking at his eyes the entire time.
Yeah. So it wasn't like they were pre-programmed. It wasn't like he's Biden reading off a teleprompter. Like, it wasn't this
He did
speech.
read the question.
He read the questions.
Right.
He looked to a
But his
different direction to
answers,
answer them.
were not pre-programmed, and I felt that he was genuinely remorseful in his answers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm very curious to know what DeWitt has to say. But number one, yes, the timeline, right? 3 months. What's the point of apologizing now? Like, what's the benefit? So that right there, to me, it says that I think over the past 3 months he's seen how he doesn't know how this was going to impact people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially Chris's greater family. Like, so, I mean, I thought the fact that he mentioned his mom meant something because clearly Will Smith is reading comments and he's watching interviews and he's watching the blowback. Why would you do that if you don't care? Right? And also, I think if you look at Will Smith's history, he's always cared. Will Smith's not the dude that just be like, I don't care. Like, literally, look at Will Smith, like the brand. Clearly, he cares. Yeah. It takes a lot of care to build the brand that he, people think he destroyed that night. So I think those two elements really, to me, show how genuine he was. And then, like, Steve mentioned, the care and the time he took with the questions. They were very well thought out answers. Yeah. And, do
you think a video should have been longer? It was only like roughly 5 minutes. Do you think that was enough?
That was the last point. No, because most people will just put a blurb. Yeah. They'll just write something. He took the time to create an entire video. He didn't have to do that.
It was like a production.
It's a production.
Okay, let's analyze it from that angle. Maybe since it was like a production, maybe DeWitt is viewing it like that doesn't seem like a genuine.
And that was one of the things I was thinking.
Because all these different angles, but he also has money though.
But that's, I mean, right? Like,
right.
I mean, would you expect anything different from us?
Who you want, like a cell phone?
Yeah, like would you rather him got on his cell phone and just hit him with your, hey y'all, man, I did the wrong thing,
right.
I didn't realize how it would affect, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I almost felt like, now he is an actor, but I genuinely felt like at one point I'm like, yo, he's about to tear up.
Right, he did.
I felt like he genuinely was like, it was coming.
They were right there at the back of his eyes. Now here's the thing. People say, well, he is an actor. He was putting on an act. So I'm assuming that's what, maybe DeWitt and some other people might think. But the thing about Will Smith, and I follow him, he uses his pain from his life to act. That's why his acting is so good.
He even said, I mean, one of the first things he said was, he talks about his pain, which I absolutely respect it. That takes so, like, people don't understand how, I mean, because we hear it, and it's like, okay, cool.
Right.
But it's like, for him to say, well, I take, part of my trauma is feeling like I'm letting people down, which is going to then, further show us, well, he does things for so many other people.
Right.
It's just like, I felt like I let you guys down, and that's part of my own trauma. Like, that's hard to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from? You know what I mean?
Why did he have to say that? He didn't need to say any of that.
But he did.
Right.
And it was one of the first things he said. I felt it. It hit me. I was like, whew, that's deep.
Yeah.
Do y'all think Jada Pinkett had anything to do with his apology, or do you think it was just a thing?
Jada is a thorn.
I think that he protected her once again in this video
100%.
Because I think one of the questions was, did Jada prime? He said no. He said she made a little no, and which I don't think. I believe everything he said, but I also believe that that she played a role in it. She knows her husband. She knows, because she came out and was like, I didn't tell him to do that, ride for him. Like, that's your husband, ride for him.
You know what I mean?
Like,
You can say, yo, you know what I mean, in the front.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just do it, ride for you.
Ride with him.
But behind it, hey, man, you was wilding,
right,
bro.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was some, a reel or something that I saw just recently, and this woman was saying, I never go against my man. Like, I don't know if you guys see
publicly.
That. Yeah, right. Well, she starts off, but she was like, I never go against my man. And then, she kind of stops and people kind of look at her like, the fuck are you talking about, right? And then she goes on to basically, speak and say that, you got to be very careful. This is your husband. You have to be careful how you speak to them. Men have an ego. It's a real thing. Men have an ego.
Very true.
And you have to understand your man and how to navigate his ego, but at the same time, let him know, hey, you're wrong. And, she gave an example just like, hey, if there's something that I see that he doesn't, I'll say, hey, honey, maybe you should look at it this way, or maybe we should look at things this way. And then he'll pick up on that. But what she's saying is, publicly, I'm never going to bash him. I'm never going to go against him in public or tear him down in front of people. And I believe that's what Jada should have done, which was simply,
Did Jada tear or say anything bad about him in public?
It wasn't that she said anything bad, but she basically was just
threw
like,
him under the bus.
I don't want, I didn't tell him to do that.
She threw him under the bus.
Yeah, she threw him under the bus. Instead of riding with him.
Because here's the thing. Your actions, your reactions, that's what caused him to do that. Will would have never done that if it weren't for you.
He was laughing.
Right. So, with that being said, even though you didn't tell him to do it, you played a role. And why not take accountability for that? We all know that there's a thing between Rock and Jada. I don't know why.
We don't know something. Maybe they probably had something back in the day.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. So, whatever that is, that's the reason why. It's not, Will didn't get into an argument with Rock. Like, it wasn't like they were fighting the day before or something. It's because of you.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that although she didn't tell him and whatever
directly,
but you all are on one of the biggest platforms in the world. Take accountability. Be
Miss Red Table.
Be a good person. The Red Table talk is literally like, it's when we talk about women's profile pages on a dating site.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you go to a girl's profile page, say, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't need this. If you do this, don't do. That's like the Red Table talk. It's just like in their mind, they think, just like these women on the dating sites, in their mind they think they're telling people what they want. But it's like, no, it's all negative.
Yeah.
Like, the Red Table talk is trash.
I haven't watched the full episode.
It's an amazing production. The show it's like Real Housewives of Atlanta is an amazing show. It's very popular, makes good money, but it's trash.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know that's a lot of people. I'm gonna offend people with that because I think it's a good production.
I think you said it right.
But it's trash.
It's a good production. There's good. It's just like if you eat a plate of French fries. Right? Like, if you're hungry and you eat a whole plate of French fries, maybe you won't be hungry after that. But what was the nutritional value in it?
Exactly.
Right? What did your body say and absorb from that plate of French fries?
Exactly.
You shouldn't have did this.
Yeah. I mean, in an hour or two, you may be hungry again, right? You're going to get this huge like sugar rush, and then you're going to crash, and then you're going to want to eat again. It's just like there's no value.
Right.
But I mean, they look good. They're golden, they're crispy. You had some sauce on the side.
Throw some ketchup on that bad
You know what I'm
boy.
saying?
Put
Like,
some hot sauce.
Them things was
Back in
looking
the
real
day.
good. So that's what
favorite
you're
food is
saying.
fries.
It's like it looks good. There's a great production, but there's no value.
Exactly. And that's probably how I should have said it. But I said it the way I said it because I don't like Jada.
I don't either.
If I'm being honest,
As a human.
as a person, I don't like her. I think she's a bad person, and she presents herself like she's a good person.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to be offensive because I don't know her.
It's not
But
offensive.
I think it is. I think a lot of people will be offended by it. But I think that she's a human being. She has a lot of work to do, and she doesn't want to do it.
But she puts off this front
That she is.
because she talks about it.
Right.
But it's just like you have to you
Respectfully.
still, right. You still have to. You can still open your mouth and share your thoughts and feelings and share how you feel with something. But even if you do that, you still have to be responsible for the words that come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if that's how you feel. It doesn't matter if that's your truth, because that's the phrase. I'm just speaking my truth. Yeah, that's great. You're still responsible for what you said, right? Just because you said it, it's the truth, doesn't mean anything. You're still responsible for that.
I think there's a level of tact that needs to be attached to your words.
It's your husband. I mean, it's like all you have to do was say, you know what? I really appreciate him, going to bat for me. He cares for me. He loves me. And I stand with him.
I mean, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that you all aren't aware of. I don't think what happened represents who Will Smith is as an individual. I know him very well. This was a moment. He had a moment. Could he have handled it better? Maybe. But, he's a human being. Have compassion, right? No blame, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just, anyway.
But what about Chris Rock? He's the victim. Like, because everyone's always constantly focused on Will Smith. Will Smith.
Chris ain't said nothing.
Exactly.
He hasn't said anything.
But he's the victim. Like, Chris Rock has to go his entire life to be known for this moment. You got smacked. He got coins knocked out of him and knees. You know what I mean? He got rings knocked like he's Sonic jumping on spikes. Like, think about the amount of embarrassment you must feel. Like, yes, you have your family, your close friends, and your comedic family supporting you, but then you have trolls who make memes or send you videos that's laughing at you getting smacked at, one of the most famous places in the world, Yeah.
Right.
So his trauma is like people, like he reached out to Will Smith reached out to Chris Rock to apologize. Chris Rock denied it. Nah, I'm good. I don't think he's ever going to get to that point. Me personally, I don't see it. Maybe they can talk about it and flush it out behind the scenes. But I honestly feel like if you've been disrespected publicly, that in that capacity, I don't see a way that can be closed because, like, what do you do? Plan for him to smack you back?
No, well, obviously that's not.
It's not like an equivalent exchange. So, but I just feel like a lot of people do focus on Will Smith in this situation, and I get it because he's beloved. But the one who got the most damage done was Chris Rock.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that.
Let me add. Okay, so I think my point is kind of towards Chris's also. I think that Will. I know, and it's going to sound weird, but I think that he probably actually put himself in a worse position, and he took a lot of damage by himself. It was like self-sabotage. I think that Chris probably is doing the best thing, but just letting it ride. Like just let it go. Like almost like, you know what, I'm gonna let it go. He's got a movie coming out. Which may be why there's nothing happening. So there's a movie he's in. I just saw the preview for it, but it's about to come out. So maybe that's part of like, hey, listen, don't say anything, and then maybe right before the movie, get yourself real come out and say something, like, you know what I mean? So maybe there's strategy behind it, but I honestly think that the best thing that he could do is just be like, I mean, yeah, it sucks, yada yada yada, but it is what it is, like, I mean, I'm just trying to think of if I put myself in that position. I mean, yeah, do I feel bad for Chris? Absolutely. I mean, what else would I say? I don't know how Chris feels. He hasn't said anything. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
So what else are we supposed to go off? There's no fuel there.
People try to ask him about it. He always say, he's focused on whatever he's doing right now.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. What Will Smith did for Chris Rock was put him in the limelight, regardless of if he's
back in the limelight.
Yeah, because he's like, I didn't know. Because for real, like Chris, I didn't, he's still even. Is he doing anything?
Like, right? Let's be honest. Chris Rock is a legend. He's established.
Right.
He's been in and he's been out. He clearly has some things coming right now.
Right.
So what Will Smith did was actually greater for him than the damage, because everyone is talking about him. All right. So with that being said, I think that Chris showed a level of professionalism that is beyond anything most of us are capable of. I think that
you don't think you would be able to be calm if someone walked on stage and smacked you?
I think that.
Oh no, you would not. You're a liar.
No, absolutely, you're not.
You're the least likely person to take that.
But when you leave, I'll be talking to you.
I think that I would have been. There's a level of, number one, shock. You can tell he was in absolute shock. Like, what did that just happen? Like, you know what I mean? He's an actor. It's like, wait, was this planned? You know what I mean? Like, I think that there was shock, and then very quickly he was gone. Right? He was off the stage. Yada yada yada. Right? They brought the next person up.
No, I think when we replay it and we watch it and we analyze it, you say that. But when you look at the moment, this man, was an absolute genius. Like, Will Smith just slapped the ish out of me. Like, absolute genius. And the way that he's handling it is genius.
I think that the if he talked about it, it'd be worse for him.
There's no reason. And also, by the way,
he'll get memed even more.
By the way, he's not worried about that.
Are you crying?
But
now they got you with the cry emoji,
right?
Or you know what I mean?
Nothing. By the way, he can do a special now. I mean, let's be honest. What happened to him was extremely embarrassing.
Yeah.
However, clearly he is at a level of professionalism where it's not going to affect him in that way. You know, he's going to turn this around. He's going to use this, and guess what? He's touring right now. But when he does his special, because there's got to be a special, he's selling out.
Yeah. He should name it Slapped.
It's selling out.
I mean, everything he has done since that happened, it was selling out. Everything. That's why I also said he's got a movie about to come out.
Yeah.
So it's like, because people want his point. They want to know how do you feel. No one knows anything.
No one knows, and he's not. And he's not going to say anything. And also, I think that he's protecting his family because the more he talks about it, the more people. Because, like, let's be honest, we're in the internet age. Like, this is not. No one's gonna care in 3 months,
bruh. It's almost honestly. I mean, I forgot about it.
I mean, Will Smith brought it back up.
Up until he brought it back up.
3 more months, it's gone again.
I even saw the thing with Chris Rock, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's doing a movie. I'm like, oh, I didn't think, oh, that's a nigga that got slapped. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know.
No. Come on. No one's gonna take his legacy and boil it down to him getting slapped on stage.
They're not gonna take his legacy, but he's a meme. And memes last forever.
I mean, we're
still talking about the Jordan crying meme.
The Jordan crying meme is hilarious. However, he's still the GOAT.
Exactly.
So it's like...
And you got LeBron crying memes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't... There's nothing... The internet's undefeated. You can't do anything.
Hey, man, y'all know LeBron, first player in history, active player to be a billionaire in the NBA.
Oh, I thought I did hear something about that. I did hear something.
First one ever.
Yeah.
So they up here. It's like balling against Tony Stark. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they up here talking trash, and it's just like, yeah, I know you're a billionaire, but you know what I'm saying? I'm still
balling against a billionaire.
And he's in his 20th year.
Yeah.
And he's still...
Is that the record also, too?
Active. I'm not
Probably not the record.
No, there's people...
Oh, no, there's only 9 people that have done that. Or it was like, he was like, something like that.
I'm not sure of the specific stat, but there's still players... Like, they might not be as active as LeBron, but they're probably on teams. They're like
they're bouncing around.
Right,
they're just
helping behind the scenes.
But I think he's the 9th player that's in this. He's been in this amount of seasons. Yeah. But LeBron is still LeBron James.
No, he's still in his prime. That's the thing.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes, he is. Oh yes, he is.
So because he's not like, because Jordan at the end of his career, he was at the Wizards. He was trash.
No, he was not.
I mean, he wasn't putting up.
Steven,
he wasn't.
Steven.
Okay. He wasn't trash.
He wasn't. He
when
was trash compared to prime time, Mike.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But not even. He still dropped 40 points on.
I mean, no, Jordan's Jordan. Obviously, he's
right. When I say trash, I'm not. He wasn't trash. He wasn't.
But also, you have to think of the level of players that he was playing with. Because he was playing with a younger squad. You know, he had Gilbert Arenas on his team. He had Kwame Brown on his team. And these are people who were coming fresh out of, either Kwame Brown came from high school. But a lot of them just are fresh. So their attitude towards attacking the game, completely different. And so when Jordan, Jordan has that winning mentality. The way he talks to them.
They was soft.
they soft. Yeah, I mean, they was cupcake out there, so they couldn't really handle it. So that's why if he was on a better team and had more veterans, I would say, it would have been a better situation for him to end his career. But he had stock in the Wizards.
Yeah.
Right.
He had
LeBron's
ownership.
LeBron's a businessman. Or not LeBron. He was business. He's always been business.
Is Michael a billionaire?
No.
I don't know.
I mean, I think that
because when they mention billionaires, I never hear them say
they
Michael.
They don't ever talk about him, but he has to be.
Yeah.
If he's not, it's that gambling problem, really.
Yeah.
One of his Jordans, I forget which one it was. I just watched something, and because they didn't say the name of it, but they actually told him he couldn't wear it in the game.
Yeah, Nike paid for it.
Yeah, well, it was a Nike, but because there was no white in it.
Yeah, I mean that's how it was. Like you couldn't wear certain colors or shoes. Now it's different.
He also said he didn't like the shoe.
The Jordan.
Yes, it was a Jordan. It was a Nike. It was.
There's a lot of
it was
trash
black and
Jordans.
red. He was like, I didn't like it.
Yeah,
But also, I mean, so it's like you have these people.
but it was those. It was the ones that you
the black and red ones. They look like
the
Air
one
Force
that the Air
Ones.
Force ones, the ones that you got.
Oh, I liked those.
Yeah, I like those.
The
But
fusions.
Yeah.
I like those.
I like those too, but that's just, I guess, his preference or so. But yeah, Nike paid for, like, he would get fined every game that he wore his Jordans. But it was the black and red
Black
ones.
and red.
The black and red ones.
The flu game Jordans.
Yeah. But Nike would pay for it because that's
Pay for
Michael.
the fines.
Yeah, that's Michael.
Michael is a billionaire. 1.7.
Now, it's low.
He's a very low billionaire.
He should be in the 10 billion.
So, which means LeBron, like LeBron's right under you.
Yeah.
But you got to
and
understand,
he's
LeBron. You said Michael's a businessman. Yes, but nah. Like
not like
he's not like
LeBron.
Shaq. He's not like LeBron. He's not. You know what I'm saying? Like those are businessmen.
Yeah.
Michael
Doesn't he
Johnson.
own a prison?
Yeah, I mean he has stock in prison. You know,
I mean, that's a good business to get in.
It is. It is.
I mean,
business.
it ain't going down. I mean,
Honestly,
there was a drug bust and there's 1,000. They arrested 1,000.
Wait,
Hey,
wait,
yes,
what
money.
prison you going to? I'm about to go to the Jordan,
which one you going
the
to?
Jordan brand prison.
The Jordan brand prison. You got
Your
got
uniforms,
oh,
got
like
the logo.
DLC on the back with the Jordan logo.
hey, you know what? That's actually really messed up. But like, I could see that.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a Jordan brand prison. That's messed up.
Hey man,
buddy.
down in North Carolina, man. Hey, you get cooked in North Carolina. You're
Get
gonna
you
be all right.
Get you Jordan outfit, get you a Jordan jumpsuit.
All the shoes are all
the
J's.
shoes. Well, they probably be bootleg.
You know,
They
I mean,
wouldn't
hey,
be bootleg.
maybe
they'll
they're
be
they're
low quality Jordans. But they'll still
or
be
like
Jordan.
you know how Walmart has or the clothes they get like Ross or Marshalls. They're messed up. They're maybe
Imperfect.
the stitching is all they're imperfect. So all the Jordans that are imperfects, just give them.
I don't even care about that stuff. Like if it's imperfect, fuck that.
Most people don't.
I mean, give
There's
me
only
that.
people with that eye that can
Right.
see the imperfection.
It's funny. I actually recently just saw a video of some girl cutting the tag off like some all whites Jordans or whatever, you know.
Oh my God.
And then like someone made a video like, "You cut the tag off?" And she was like, "What? It's plastic. What do I want this on there for?" And like they
Right.
put it on like a sports thing. I'm just
Jordan
like,
culture,
it's ridiculous.
man.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And you know the funny thing is, like speaking of billionaires, we just had that lottery that's going for $1 billion.
I think
I
somebody
haven't heard
won it.
anything about it.
Somebody just won it today.
Was it today?
1 point something million
1.0.
billion dollars.
1.06.
And a ticket was sold in
Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Shot-town.
One person, which means only one person gets it.
Right.
Because normally, let's say if you
It's
you
like
know
split.
right, like you might have the same ticket get sold in 10 places, so
Right.
they split it.
They had them like an episode of Martin where
Right.
they
Yeah.
went in but it was like, oh yeah, I quit my job. But then they realized how many people got the winning random number, and like you only get this amount of, you only get like $1,000 something dollars or whatever because so many people done got this damn lottery.
Sorry.
That is hilarious, man. But
They're not going to be a billionaire though.
No,
because taxes.
what is it, 40% or something?
Yeah, the
off
taxes
top?
are going to be insane.
It's like 40. It's because it's luxury tax. I mean, it's like I think it's 40%.
it's probably
off top.
It's probably like 40%.
That's insane.
Plus, then you know they're going to get the lump sum.
Yeah, why would you not? I want
wouldn't
it.
get the list.
I
So
want
if
it.
y'all had $1 billion, what would y'all do for it? How would you want to get it received, and what would you do with it?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to get it in payments, right? So over 30 years, whatever. So whatever that turns out to be, 100 million, not 100 million, I don't know, whatever it is over 30 years. And I mean, I'm going to.
The first thing you do when you get it.
The first thing.
First thing you go do.
I mean, the crazy thing is that, like, I mean, I want to say, yeah, I'm going to buy some camera equipment, but it's like, but am I? I mean, probably, you know, but.
Well, your whole lifestyle changes instantly.
Yeah, I
so-
mean, instantly. So, especially, I mean, I'm not doing anything until I get the payment. And then if I get a payment, it's just like, all right, here's a drop in your bank account, and it's $25 million. I think at first I'm going to be in a little shock. But then I'm probably going to just take a little trip. I'm probably going to go somewhere. I think that'll be one of the first things that I do. But then that first year, I'm probably going to blow a lot of it. Honestly. The first year, knowing that I got another 25 million coming next year. I'm not saying that I'm gonna have no money, but there's a lot of money that's gonna get spent. Just helping some people, paying off bills. Anybody in my immediate family. I mean, if they got some, you know what I'm saying. You got a house, boom, boom, boom.
If you have $1 billion, what's a bill?
I'm saying, I'm talking about not for me. I'm saying
you paying other people's bills.
Everybody, yeah, like my friends and family, anyone that is in my, my immediate circle, we're clearing everything. You know what I'm saying? And then the next year, really, I'm trying to buy up a bunch of land. We're doing stuff, but that's probably what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna take a vacation, and I'm just clearing bills. Not just mine, because I don't have anything near that amount. But you know what I'm saying? We're going to get some whips, you know what I mean? We're gonna be a little niggerish. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
What are you going to do, Chris? If you got $1 billion.
Are you getting a lump sum, or are you getting it yearly? And what's the first thing you're going to do?
What you going to do, Chris?
It's going to be much different from mine.
It's going to be very different.
As soon as he gave his answer, I know where Chris is going.
Well, first of all, give me my $1 billion now.
Right.
And no one's going to know.
Exactly.
No one's I'm not paying nobody's bills. I'm not doing any of that. That's a slippery slope that I'm just not interested in. Obviously, I'm going to build infrastructure for a lot of the things that I want to accomplish. So a research facility. We're going to be buying a lot of land. We're going to have a lot of land. And I'm going to start creating the community that I want. Because I already have a plan. You talk about, well, what if you get $1 billion? This isn't a game. I'm going to have $1 billion.
It is a game.
No, I'm saying, this isn't like a hypothetical for me.
Right.
I have a plan. But, we'll start building the infrastructure out, research. I'm definitely going to do some traveling because there's some people that I want to meet. There's some people that have some knowledge that I want to obtain. I'm gonna be building a team. We're gonna have an amazing team of researchers and scientists, and we're gonna start to shift the face of the world. Because it doesn't take a lot of money to have an impact. $1 billion spent properly, invested properly, you could easily shift the face of the earth, and that's what I would do.
The earth?
Yeah, I want to impact the earth. I don't want to. It's not just about me and my circle. I want to have an impact on the greater mankind. The indigenous people, leave them alone, let them do what they've been doing. But all of us who are in these modern societies, where we're dying and the air quality, we don't even have healthy water.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean, Chris? Our water is clear.
It's we don't have healthy water. We don't have healthy air.
No food.
The food, the most basic things
for
we
life.
Don't have.
You know what I mean?
So I would begin correcting those problems. And it's going to be a road. It's going to be a long road because you can't do it overnight. And there's way more people with way more money and resources than me that's fighting against me. But I got some pretty good ideas for how we can get stuff like that done. So, yep, that's what I would do with it.
That's smart. I like that.
I would get a private jet, too. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I'm not buying anything. I like cars. but I'm going to get a jet. I'm going to get a private jet so I can do the traveling and stuff that I want to do. I'm going to do things that make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make some investments. I'm going to invest in some things that are going to help me make more money. Because, with the $1 billion, the worst thing in the world is to be a billionaire and then to not.
Right.
That's horrible.
You just lose that life.
You see how people hit the lottery, and then maybe a year later they're
years.
broke.
Yeah,
not just broke. They're in deep debt. They're suicide debt.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I would build that infrastructure so that my money is making me a large amount of money. We're in insurance and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I would if I had $1 billion. Well, when I get $1 billion, I would take mine. And did you say you want to do a lump sum, or did you?
You said lump. You said give me my whole. Well, because wait a minute. In that scenario, are you getting a whole billion, or are you getting in that scenario?
Y'all created.
Okay, yeah, we didn't put the taxes in there. We said $1 billion.
Okay.
I would do. I would invest in me. Obviously, I wouldn't tell anyone. And I would invest in me, and I would also invest in the people that I know, would benefit from it. So instead of, just giving them money, I would teach them how to manage money. Because if you just give someone money, they'll mishandle it, and then they'll come back and ask you, like, hey, you know what?
I mean, you got $1 billion, cuz, you know what I'm saying? You'll be all right.
That's the slippery slope.
You know, and so, yeah, because I always think about this, like, when you have that feeling like, dude, I can do absolutely anything. You know what I mean? But you want to be able to share that in some capacity. And the only way to do that is to get people who have your level of thinking. So you have to provide them with information and different teaching that counteracts a lot of things that they, you know, were taught when they were growing up in school, and they have this twisted mindset of how to handle things. So I would do that. I would definitely buy some land. And
what you splurging on?
Oh, me? I'm splurging. I'm going to, because before I start splurging, I'm going to set aside money. Say, this is what I am going to do with this money. Bam. Set this aside. Buy land, you know, properties, you know, create some residual income, create some passive income, and bam, that's set aside. Good. Now, when I'm splurging, I'm buying every anime character statue that I could find.
You're gonna need a museum.
Oh, bruh. I'm gonna have like, it's gonna be like a hall. Just like, as soon as you walk in, it's like,
the lights coming on.
Lights going on. Goku, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Inuyasha. It's just all in one section. You know what I mean? Oh, man, that's going to be hard. And then I want to get like a projector screen. Massive. So if we want to have like an anime night, we can watch some anime. Maybe just a movie night, like a theater type thing. Oh, man, that would be so sick. And like in the front of the crib, I would have like a statue of like some of my favorite anime characters up there. Bam, just standing right there. Like, how dope is that? You come to somebody's crib, they got a statue of Goku just sitting there.
That's hard.
You know what I mean? So hell yeah, Gara? Have Gara up there? Oh man, man, that would be dope. And I would, you know what? I would do a lot. I would do a lot, and you know, I would buy good equipment, high quality equipment, and I'm not really like a super crazy jewelry person. Yeah, me neither. Like expensive. I mean, I like jewelry, but I don't like it would have to be like cool stones or, you know, rare stones, that type of vibe.
You're not just going to buy a necklace worth $200,000 just because.
I don't think I'd ever do anything like that. Yeah. I don't get it. Cause like, I don't like attention, but I like attention, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Stones that are absolutely gorgeous, that aren't diamonds, right? I mean, that are even more rare. You know what I mean? Like,
diamond is the least most rare. It's the least precious stone.
Yeah,
right?
It's only like that because we advertise it, and we're the ones who determine the value on it based on its demand.
But you can get, you know, like these really nice stones. I mean, just imagine getting a necklace that's, you know, and it's got all these chunks of moldavite in it that are very cleanly, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, see, that type of stuff I would easily.
Do you have moldavite?
I do.
No, you do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I still need a wrap.
Steve, did you? Okay, I thought you lost it.
I don't know how to spell it.
No, I still got it.
Maybe
It needs to be wrapped.
I don't even wear my moldavite anymore. I feel like
you got that big old husky.
Oh, my God, it's huge. I feel like my moldavite did what it was supposed to do.
That's crazy.
It's an amazing stone.
Is it a black one?
No, it's green. It kind of has like almost like a blackish hue though. Like it's kind of like dark a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I have one.
You haven't seen my moldavite?
I probably haven't.
Ooh, big old husky rock.
I don't know,
yeah, man.
But yeah, I would, you know, $1 billion is not out of the realm of possibility, but I would definitely increase my knowledge.
Yeah.
I would increase my knowledge. I would learn. Like, I would hire a teacher to teach me, you know, I guess different languages. Japanese is one I definitely want to learn. Spanish is one I definitely want to learn. Those two languages are like the languages that I primarily want to learn. And definitely travel and experience. Like, I want to Africa. Like, I would love to go to Africa and experience Africa. And, of course, Japan. I want to go to Japan. Onegaishimasu. You know what I mean? Show up in that piece. Like, arigato. You know what I mean? And, I want to go to UK. I would like to go to Korea, but I mean, they be getting down out there.
No, you can go to Korea.
Yeah, but Yeah, you can, but there's like, cause I have a friend who used to live out in Korea.
Wait, are you talking about North or South
You
Korea?
gotta go. You can't go to North Korea.
You can. People trap. Dennis Rodman goes in North Korea.
North Korea?
That's the one
He's,
with
he's cool with the
leader
Yo,
guy.
honestly, real talk, because I know Mel likes to get into that conspiracy stuff. North Korea is probably nothing like what they've been telling us.
I agree with that.
It's too much. And I think America, there's no central bank there. Why is North Korea the way it is? Because there's no central bank there.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they want to make him a bad guy. And he's like, nah, you leave us alone.
Like, leave us alone. They just do their thing. They're one of the only countries with that level. I mean, there's probably a couple, but they're probably one of the biggest, even though they're not that big. But I'm saying
that size, the influence, the power,
exactly.
and there's no central bank. So then they look at them like, nah, we got problems over here.
Right.
So you think that's the reason why they're being painted as this like oppressing?
Yes, 100%.
Did y'all see that video where like people were crying, but it was like a whole bunch of people that from North Korea, if that's the correct location, they were just crying when someone had died, but it just looked like an overbearing amount of tears, you know? And the message that's been put out there to us is that they're crying like that because if they don't, they will get like looked down and executed or something like that.
Yeah, it's all bull.
You know, just because they aren't expressing their love or the, you know, appreciation for that person.
You can't rule a country like that. You can't. You cannot rule a country like that. It will not work.
Why do you say that?
You can't oppress people to that magnitude and have any level of they would go crazy.
You don't.
It's like when you put a man in solitary confinement, they slowly go crazy.
Right.
There's certain things you can't do to human beings.
That's
it's not
correct.
going to work. This is also why slavery is a lie, which we won't get into.
We could.
But the way slavery was depicted to us in our history books, which was written by white men, is a lie. It's not true. It could not happen that way. And if you look at slavery in history, it's nothing like the slavery that they say we had here.
Slavery is still happening.
It still happens. But you know what happens? After you've been somebody's slave for 7 years or whatever, they get land.
You don't even think that's slavery.
They get property and they go on about their way. It's not the way that it was depicted here. And why was it only done to us? And why was it done for so long? It's all a lie. It's all a lie.
Yeah, so that, I mean, a lot of conversations, you know, we don't necessarily have to dig into.
I mean, we can dig into it some other day.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it takes a lot to kind of unpack that.
Yeah.
But, you know, listen, I said it last week. I'm going to say things, people are going to be like, he's crazy. I'm going to be like, that's fine. Because when you're ignorant, that's what you're supposed to think. You're supposed to think,
You don't
he's
know,
crazy.
like, oh yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. But
y'all believe in Santa Claus.
But y'all believe in Tooth Fairy. Anyway.
Yeah, y'all believe somebody coming back and save y'all.
Yeah,
somehow,
man. Think somebody coming back.
Somebody coming
Like the
back.
Undertaker.
Somebody coming back.
Like the Undertaker.
Oh wow.
I'm you know what I mean?
I think that you know, like I said last time, did that video come out already?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I'm pretty sure.
like when I heard B.O.B. talking about the world was flat, I didn't say, oh, he's crazy. I said there has to be a reason why somebody
he's
who's
saying that.
right, you know, because I'm the furthest thing from stupid. So if you think what I'm saying is off-putting, the question is why?
Why?
That's the question. It's not, oh, he's stupid, he's crazy. I'm not stupid at all. I'm smarter than most people, but.
No, it's just touchy subject.
It's a touchy subject, but
very touchy.
It's just like, Steve, we were talking about it recently. You know, certain people like to they like to take their disease and make it their pet.
Yeah.
And so slavery,
It's their identity.
It's their identity. So slavery and the history that we have been taught in school is our pet. Like that's what it is all we know. And it's just like, don't you think there's something wrong here? Like, how can someone's entire history be erased and start at slavery? Don't you think something's wrong with that? Like,
hey, apparently we started what year we are in 2022? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we only been on this earth for 2,022 years. There was nothing before that. You know what I mean?
Everything AD.
There was nothing before that, man. After Christ and what's that? Before Christ?
DC.
Yeah.
Wait, no, BC and DC.
BC
No,
and AD. Before Christ, after death.
After death?
Yes.
That's one?
AD.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
What did you think we were in? 2022 AD.
Year 22.
It's 2022 AD.
Okay, I just never
Now-
heard it called AD.
now-
But
now-
yeah, bring in 2022 AD.
Well, no one says all that. But think about it. Why is there a BC and a AD?
Somebody took our history, the world history, and created
And
that.
they just
They
started
changed.
over.
They changed time. They literally say, you know what? What time is it?
This
It's
is-
3:00.
I mean,
nah,
if you-
cause we're going back some centuries.
If you think about the Crusades, when you just think about this time where, literally the church was killing everybody. They had this massive army. They recruited them for God and yada yada yada, and they were literally killing everybody that said, we don't believe in God, we don't believe in Jesus Christ, we don't believe in da da da.
they
Okay,
killed them for not believing.
yes,
That's
the
insane.
Crusades. Oh my God, it was one of the bloodiest times in history.
Mel, you didn't take history class.
They
did you?
literally were wiping the earth of anybody that opposed the word or the name of Jesus Christ. In the name of God.
More people have been killed in the name of God
Than anything else.
anything else.
But
Isn't that
How-
ironic?
how do you think that they were able to
God,
then-
Even God himself.
God was
He
like, yo,
ain't
y'all-
kill that many people.
He God like, yo, man, y'all need to calm down out there. I appreciate
He was like,
it,
man, yeah, wait, hold on a second. I didn't tell y'all to do this, but I
appreciate
guess
y'all riding for
I
me,
gave
but
y'all a
hold
choice,
on.
so
Like, he got some talent over there.
yeah.
Yes.
Like, you just killed the best rapper. Calm down, man.
Bro, they literally just year
And the book
after
burnings.
year.
The what do you call it? The Renaissance. The Dark Ages.
Yeah.
History has been completely rewritten.
Yep.
If you don't know that or believe that, you're ignorant, which is fine, right? We're all ignorant to something, but don't act like
Just don't
Like-
say, "Oh, you're stupid." No, no, just go look it up.
Just
go research.
do
Dude,
real.
you're crazy. You're crazy. There's no way. You're crazy.
And I understand that pushback. It's just like I understand you don't get it because you don't know, right? That's okay. But don't look at it and just go off the cuff. Look it up.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people had no idea that the Christian faith was founded on death. Like literally, they literally were killing everyone in the world to be able to do this. Like, cause you literally just sat here and said, well, how did they do that? They kill everybody that doesn't agree. Just kill everybody.
Jesus wasn't even a Christian.
Was he Jewish or something?
No, he was technically Jewish. They founded Christianity on Jesus, but he technically was a Jew.
How do you do that? That doesn't this doesn't
Judaism
make sense.
is its own religion.
It doesn't make sense.
Jesus
bro.
was a Jew, but then they founded Christianity, which is this huge umbrella term, which you have Catholicism, you have all these other.
Okay,
There's
so
a lot of.
if Jesus is Jewish,
Mel's like, wait, this is new information.
oh, I'm just saying, like, do people who follow Christianity do they know that he's a Jewish person?
I think that they
They're like-
know, but I don't think they,
I don't think they know. I think that they know, but they don't know. Like, because the Bible tells you
Yeah.
that he's a Jew, but you don't think about it. You don't make the connection.
Right.
But it's just, so then it's just like, well, why aren't we all Jewish?
It doesn't make sense. Why aren't you your God's? Like, what you're you don't believe what your God believes. Like, you have a different religion from your God.
Because he was supposed to be different. He was supposed to be, well, we believe something different. So, it was almost like, well, he was born a Jew, but he wasn't. But,
You can't be born. That's the thing. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, we
your
were
re-
born Christian.
your
I
belief
guess.
system is not your race.
Hey, man.
And
Then
That's how
okay,
it
then
works.
so what?
Just how it works, man.
Yeah.
What is? I know you probably all aren't super.
Right, you got
I
the
know,
wrong. You about to
but
ask questions,
I'm
and you
just
got the
gonna
wrong
ask
group.
questions. But okay, then. Oh, you can just.
We need them
express-
scholars.
ask your
express-
question, man.
express your
Isaiah's.
thoughts.
You know Isaiah be in the comments.
What is the what was the intention then? Like, what is the intention of them, I guess, making a Jewish person be like the Christian
God.
staple for the religion? Like, what is the point of saying, hey, this is Christianity and not Jewish? Like, what is the point of that?
That's a great question.
Because
I mean, you got to look at history. Christianity and a lot of religions are blended. It's like they pull. There's a lot of Christianity is based off of a belief system that came from Africa, but then there's over time there's a lot of things that were blended into it to make it what whoever did all this wanted it to be. But I think that bringing Jesus into it made sense in order to get a certain sect of people to go with it.
Right.
Like we don't understand that time because no one was there, and history is just a freaking lie. Yeah. So, but I would imagine that, like, if your favorite player is LeBron,
Dwayne Wade.
If your favorite player, if your favorite player is LeBron, and you hate the Suns, is that still a team?
Yes.
Wow. But you put the favorite player on the Suns. You see what?
Really relevant. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They just became more relevant, right? Mm-hmm. Like recently,
yeah,
2 years ago, maybe.
Okay, that's why I didn't know. Okay, that makes sense. All right, now maybe you don't hate the Suns anymore.
Man, religion is complicated.
Hey, man, you know there's multiple Jesuses too.
There's multiple Jesuses.
I mean, if you look into Chris,
we got black Jesus.
I mean, you look back. No, they're all black.
Jesus? We only got white Jesus.
If you look, like not his name particularly, but if you start to research, and I know that's not really your thing, but if you start to research, you look at talk about Egypt. I mean, I think it was Ra. I mean, have the same story. Like
Ra,
like
okay.
I believe it's Ra.
That is the sound of God.
Well,
that sound.
They're all.
It's all the.
But I'm saying
born of a virgin, during Christmas time. It's all the stories are the same. And if you look them up, there's a lot of religions that have very similar stories. They all are the same. So it's just like, how is it that you have these same stories that predate Jesus, but Jesus is the truth. He's the one. But then you have all these ones that predate him. It's just like, when you have that, you got to ask questions.
You have to.
It's just like, well, wait a second. If we're saying that these people were here prior to, then it's just like, it just so happened that all of them were born. They all have the same story. They all have the same story. They're all born from virgins. They're all born because they
had the same virgin mom.
I mean, they're not the same.
Well, not the same mom, but like,
I think they're all the son of God.
I think they're all they're all very similar. And yeah. So you just got to ask questions. Like,
there's also the stories in the Bible are told by so many different religions and history, like historical texts.
So the stories within the Bible.
Within the Bible. Okay. So, for example, there's the story of Noah's Ark and the Great Flood, specifically the Great Flood. The Great Flood is not exclusive to the Bible. Many different religions and historical texts talk about the Great Flood. Like, it's almost like, everybody knows there was a Great Flood. You know what I'm saying? That's not a biblical story.
But the Bible takes it and makes it its own.
Makes it own, adds its own characters. Yeah. And of course, there's little differences in each story, but it's the same story.
So then when you look at that and you start to have when you research it, you as a researcher, anyone using science or even their common sense, you have to ask questions. Yeah. So it's not like when I started doing a lot of this research, it wasn't like I just was like looking at everything from this lens of, well, everyone else is wrong and this is just right. It was just like, well, then if everyone has this same story, someone ain't telling the truth, right? And then if someone ain't telling the truth, or if they're all kind of similar, it's just like, well, then it's like, how is what I believe right and everyone else is wrong?
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's just like, man, something ain't right here.
Aside from the Jesus birth or whatever, or similarities, I feel like there are a lot of gems that are dropped in the Bible.
Of course.
Oh, 100%.
Like, because I'm currently reading this book. It's an older book.
You reading the Bible?
No. Oh. I'm reading this book. It's Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top.
Okay.
And it's, has a lot of gems in it.
He quotes the Bible in there.
He quotes the Bible a lot. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, I kind of rock with this line, though, and I feel like it kind of made me want to read the Bible just so I could, have some of those gems.
Yeah.
You should. It's a good book.
Maybe it was Chris. I don't know. I heard this somewhere. And it basically said, if you look at the Bible as just a book of history, you're going to get more from it than if you look at it as a religious text.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like as a law.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like look at it as in just a record of history, as in the people that, when I started to learn, because I started to learn from some of my, some people close to me, we're basically like, well, you gotta, you have these Bible scholars that study the Bible and they study history and where these things came from. Something that I learned, I'm not gonna say who taught me, because I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but something I learned was a lot of the scriptures and a lot of these books, you just take John, right, the Baptist, right? A lot of these books and things were like letters. Mm-hmm. And the letter was written for a very specific group of people. Mm-hmm. Maybe this letter was written to this specific church in this area that was dealing with a problem, and that letter was then found, and then now, because John the Baptist wrote it, it's now text. It's now law in the world. And it's like, well, no, that was written to them because they had some stuff happening that shouldn't have been happening.
Right.
It wasn't meant for everybody.
Right.
So, that's like, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. And what we do is, or what has been done is that now the Bible, or just the text in general, is now, this is just law for everybody.
For everyone.
And it's just like, no, that's not what the purpose was. And there's no way for us to determine genuinely, as just a normal person, what is for me, what's not for me, because we're just told this is it. This is the law. So
it creates an enormous amount of divisiveness, because a lot of what the Bible implies, or how people interpret it, because most of the times people are misinterpreting the Bible. First of all, second of all, the Bible wasn't written in English, so when you translate it from Paleo Hebrew to whatever, and then to English, you're losing an enormous amount of context. There's so many problems with it just from that stand.
If we took it and translated it as best as possible from original.
It'll be something that's missing, because there's a lot of messages that can't be conveyed in our language.
Right. What people don't understand
there's no words for it.
Yeah.
There's no words. And also, what people don't understand is when you take something from a concrete language and you translate it to a language for open to interpretation, it's impossible, right? So when you look at A in Paleo Hebrew, A is not a letter. It's not a symbol. It's a story. A is a story. Head of household, the first, strength, all of these things that A means, and you can't extract any of those things from it. It means all of them. So when you use it, you're telling a story, and it goes with the other letters, and it creates this entire message. How you translate that?
That's interesting, because if you take that same concept and you say A and you say a man, right? And if A literally means head of household, or it means strength, right? You could be saying, well, the head of the household, right? Translating to English. Or it could mean the strength of a man, right? You say a man. So it's just like, well, am I talking to the head of a household, or am I talking about the strength of a man, right? So it doesn't translate. Mm-mm. So now we have to guess. So even if we were taking something and a direct translation at that time to then straight English, we're going to lose stuff. But now you have thousands of years that are in between there as well. And then once again, you have agendas. And that's where, once again, the crusade comes in, and now they're taking stuff and they're burning original text. They're burning, certain versions. Then we get the King James version, right?
That
talk
sucks.
about that.
Just think about that.
You get
burning all that information.
Oh, dude,
man.
there's so much stuff.
That's wild.
You watch these old movies and like National Treasure and some of those stuff. It's like all that stuff.
That's what they do now, and when the government or whatever, or buildings or systems are getting investigated. Throw it away, burn it. That's exactly what they're doing now.
Bruh, I just watched a TV show. It was a series on Starz, and it was called Gaslit. And I think I told you about it, Chris, but it was about the Watergate scandal. and which I never really understood what it was. Like, we've all heard about it.
I found out about it in the history. I ain't paying no attention.
Right, but I never understood what it genuinely was.
I always never understood why they put gate after that. Like, what is that?
Just like
Pizzagate.
Pizzagate, you know what I'm saying?
Deflategate. I'm just like, what is the gate part? What is this?
It's creative. But
I don't get it. Like,
I'm sure it's not just creative.
I'm sure there's a reason.
There's a reason.
But basically, I mean, during that process, I mean, allegedly, people started dying. You know, they were covering everything up. It started from the bottom, and they started destroying paperwork. They started destroying all this stuff so they didn't get caught. And as time rolled on, you know, a lot of people just got off. A couple people, you know, took a hit, but a lot of people got off. Nixon never got truly convicted. He never spent time in jail. He ended up, you know, resigning.
It was a documentary.
Yeah, but this really happened.
Oh, no, I'm saying, but what you watched?
Yes, it was. I mean, it was technically not a documentary. It was technically a series,
docuseries. Okay.
It followed it very closely to what actually happened, so people can creatively understand Watergate without, you know, watching a documentary. But I researched it after I watched it. I'm like, oh, they were on point. Like, so, you know, what was actually said. But yeah, that stuff happened. So just imagine, you know, now that was 40 years ago, whatever, 50 years ago. Imagine if it was 100 or 200 years, how much would be changed or how much would be missing. And we have the internet now. So just imagine there's no internet. Oh my God. You can do whatever you want and no one's ever going to know because the only thing they have is script. And people couldn't read or write, so you only had a certain amount of people that could actually scribe. So then you have that person who's now, you know, translating something. Oh my God. So it's just like, how can you genuinely say all this stuff is real? This is why I go off of how I feel, building your relationship spiritually, which is your relationship to whatever it is you believe, and focusing on that, other than focusing on a book that has been changed thousands of times over the last 2022 plus years. I mean,
you got the LeBron James version coming out.
It's crazy. I mean, no hit to anybody.
No, it's not a hit.
Special edition.
But this is just like, well, this is how I got to where I was.
Got the limited edition.
We're just sharing information. Like we grew up Christian. You know, we have very deep ties to Christianity, and our family is a Christian family. But I think that the only reason why we have the perspective we have is because of that. If we didn't have that backstory, we wouldn't have the perspective. We could believe something completely different and know nothing. I mean, this isn't exclusive to Christianity.
Yeah.
Most modern religions or religions that the popular religions people believe have been manipulated like this. It's not like it's just Christianity.
It just depends on what part of the world you're from.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to dictate what you believe. If you're born over in the Easterns, you probably be the mid, whatever, Afghanistan, all that stuff, you probably be Muslim, you know, and you come to America, you're going to be Christian, you know?
That was that question, like, as a child, and I know that you weren't, like, in religion, but as a child, I always asked, like, not myself because I was afraid to ask anybody else. It was like, well, if we're right, if what we believe, if this is correct, so everyone else just dies. Everyone else just goes to hell. Everyone else doesn't accept Jesus. Everyone else just dies. Everyone else before us, right? All these billions and billions and billions of people, like everyone just is in hell burning, like, because they're all wrong, like, and then there's never been an answer. Yeah, I mean, you know.
I don't think because if you think about it, aside from what people are telling you should believe, it literally does not make any sense.
Right.
Like, I'm born here.
As an adult brain, does that make sense to you?
It makes no, like, if you're born in Japan, you believe in Buddha.
Right, so they believe, oh, we're going to
this place. And so, yeah, maybe they'll say, if you don't believe in Buddha, you're going to hell or whatever.
They probably don't have that.
Or they probably don't even have it.
I think Christianity is the one that and I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I could definitely be wrong.
But it was the most, like, eye-opening, because when I just started thinking and listening to I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I just, like, I don't want to just die and go to hell. But when I
hell?
Exactly. We're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hell is not a place, man. Hell is other people. Hell is, man.
Crazy, man.
Hell is a mindset.
I mean, hell is a mindset. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I mean,
yo, it was so freeing for me when when I first really started to question this stuff and come to a realization that, you know, I was focused on the wrong thing. Do you know that, you know, even to this very day, I'll meet women. It's like, yo, if you're not a Christian, I'm not even dating you.
I see that.
Like
all
you're
the
not
time.
you're not
all
even
the
an option.
Yeah.
So as a woman, you already have the deck stacked against you. You've got time, father time. You've got your feminine organs, your you know, being able to have a baby. Then you have society has molded you into a way that is not really attractive for a lot of men. And then on top of that, you've created your own restrictions. Now he has to be Christian, and on top of that, he has to make a certain amount of money. And
Bro, it's defense mode.
Bro.
You got Gara trap cards. You got spirit barriers. You just like no one's coming in here.
And then you say you gotta, and then you say, and then you have your traumas. You have all your traumas, and then you say, "Hey, he's just got to heat that." Well, the right man will do it. No, there's not no right man.
There's literally no human.
Like
there's
no right man. He's not coming. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't exist.
Well, what's his name? Dang, I forget it. Carlos.
Miller.
No, yeah, Carlos from
comedian? Wild
yeah,
Out?
yeah.
Yeah, Carlos Miller.
He just was like, man, you get these girls, man. They want a super dude. He didn't say super dude, but he's like, they want a super dude. They wanted to make this. They wanted to make 100,000. They want him to be sensitive. They want him to be emotional. They want him to have muscles. They want to have a big dick. They want to have this. They just want this dude that doesn't exist. And he just was like, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, he don't exist. This man that they have created. He doesn't exist.
He's a Disney character.
He's a Disney character. Like we are.
Cusco.
I mean, we have. I know some really good dudes, like really quality, genuine men.
Thank you, man. I know some too, man.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm
So
saying?
presumptuous.
Humbly speaking,
Oh,
right?
my
You know what I'm
bad.
saying? I know some very genuine men who are very. I mean, they're moving in the right direction. They're well to do, and they struggle with women.
Bruh.
I mean, struggle. And it's just like you see these numbers, like, you know, I saw that the average millionaire is like, he's not a millionaire until like 52, right? Like, you know, the average CEO is like 51 and
That
the
makes
average
sense.
president of a company is like 55. So it's just like me at 36. It's like, bro, I'm not even supposed to be a millionaire until at least another 14, 15 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like we think of, or this picture that have been painted in our heads, like not us, but women have been painted this picture that, oh, well, you got to have a man that's making 150, 200,000, da da da. And it's just like, bro, like, do you realize the percentage of men that make that? And men also understand that women want that. So then this is where you get that whole fronting thing. This is where you get that, well, let me buy a nice car, even though I'm in deep debt, right? This is why you get all these charges and all these things, because they look like money, right? You wear Jordans and you wear nice clothes, you wear Gucci. You're going in debt because you look like you have money, but it's just like, bro, like, but you don't. You know what I mean? Like, there's no difference between a man doing that because he knows that's what a lot of women want, and then a woman using filters and then using makeup and then having Botox and then getting
exactly the same.
BBLs.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, well, I mean, that's men do the same thing, but in that manner,
Right.
Because they're trying to satisfy something that has been created. It's like this bar. It's like you can't reach that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I have a hard time understanding why somebody wouldn't date me.
Other than you're
Like-
just saying, if someone
like-
who finds you attractive,
This isn't a cry for help.
No,
but it's just an expression.
No. I'm literally
Like, I don't
saying.
understand why someone wouldn't
No.
date me.
Like I'm fine. I'm fine with women, but I'm saying, like, I literally had to question, like, because I mean, men do that. I think we do a lot of introspective work when, you know, because like we said last time, women play a big role in our life. So if a woman doesn't like you, or if women don't like you, you're like, what's wrong with me, right? So I'm like doing this introspective work. I'm like, what is actually wrong with me?
Honestly, I know it's the thing. I just never done that. I've never done that. Like, what's wrong with me? But yeah, I understand.
Oh well.
maybe not in that word,
yeah,
but
it's-
maybe you look at yourself and say, what can I do better?
What can I do better?
improve?
Exactly.
So I think you've done that. Maybe you just haven't said that in that way.
Right, probably not those words, but yeah. So, and it's like, bro, I can't come up with anything, and I ask my friend, you know, that's why we got a group of men. You know, I think it's important for men to have a group of men to bounce stuff off of. I've even asked women, my female friends, like, yo, like, what's the deal? You know what I mean? And they be like, I don't know. Like women don't even know.
Understand
they don't even know. Like I've asked.
Y'all watch that Bill Burr special yet?
No.
All right, put it on.
No, I've asked my friend, yo, how come you go out with a girl, show her an amazing time, she visibly, audibly, everything touches you, shows like she's interested, says, hey, let's go out again, and then you just never hear from her.
You're
again.
boring.
Yeah.
You're safe.
What?
Oh, you.
I'm telling you.
You saying Chris is boring?
Yes.
So that still doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
You go out, no. You go out with a girl. You go out with a girl. She literally is like, "Yo, when we going out again?"
Yeah.
But she ghosts me because I'm boring. Why would she go out of her way to say, "Yo, when we hit me up?"
She
Like,
got unlimited options. She can get a bad boy.
what you're saying isn't making sense. Like,
yes, I'm trying. This is okay. It's
No.
perfect. Exactly. It's not supposed to make sense.
So you're basically saying for no reason a woman just lies and will say, "Hey, I really like you. I'm into you. Like, let's go out. Let's do this again."
Maybe she was, and then she realized you were boring. Because
the time of we were having a good time and the time that she.
Hey man, I'm not saying there's not anything against you. This is just their mindset.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
I get
what you're saying.
They need more.
I've done these polls on my Instagram. It's like women are like, I mean, they've said that I want a dude that is that I don't know what I don't know his next move, or like they like someone who is unboring.
But when you say boring, that's not what it actually is.
Boring is probably not the right.
That's not
word,
the right
that's
word
the word
because nobody knows what my next move. But I'm constantly changing it up, and also in these scenarios, they don't know me long enough to know that. So it's just.
Would you all change the way that you love someone based on the way that you like to express it, or would you change the way you love someone based on the person you're trying to love? Like you would, I like a woman to do a particular thing, or I need to see this in order to get that attraction. Would you be able to change or at least learn a new way to love other than a way that you've been taught or the way that you typically do?
I'll answer it first. I'll keep it short. I think that it's important to understand people's love language and love them the way that they receive love, because if you don't do that, they're not going to feel loved. Right. So it's kind of like one of them things where if you care about them, you would do that for them. So I think people love is so ambiguous in our world, and it's not really, but we don't understand it, and so it's so ambiguous. And I think that we can learn to love. I think that we can teach ourselves. So yeah, I think you could do that. It's part of working on yourself. And me personally, I've done it to a degree. I'm not like a master at it because you kind of do things the way you do
naturally,
it. But yeah, I mean, if a woman is able to communicate those things to me, I'll do my best to, love them reasonably the way they want.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with everything you said. The only thing that I've had this thought, well, when I started learning about love languages in themselves, one of the things that I do now in my dating, interviews, I guess, because of what they are. I mean, they're really just interviews. I mean, when you're talking to somebody, especially when you just meet and you're talking, you haven't even gone out yet. They're interviews, right? I'm trying to find out who you are. One of the things that I ask is, what are your love languages? And number one, if you don't even know what they are, then it's a strike against you. But it's okay.
You strike it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a strike against you. Well, it just goes because it just goes to show where you are emotionally, right? Your level of emotional intelligence.
But what if they never known of anything?
It's okay.
Yeah, because the love language is something someone created. It's
hold
not,
on a second.
Okay, go ahead.
It's okay. It still gives you very deep insight into who you are. So it doesn't, just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it's.
But see, the assumption and the reason why we're reacting this way is that they don't know this stuff just because they're not familiar with love language. That's not true. Because love language is something that someone created.
Right.
So they can be in tune with how they like to receive love, even though they don't know what love language is.
Okay. Well, if they can express what that means, then sure, great, you can tell me. but I don't think that many people can do that.
I mean, you're right. I think we both wanted to give a little pushback because I guess a strike just seems like
it seems a little harsh.
It
If you're trying to
but
get to know someone.
But here's the thing. It doesn't mean you're gonna. It does. When I say a strike, I mean it's not like 3 strikes and you're out. I'm just saying
that's what it sounds like.
It's not. It's not.
Oh,
it's not necessarily 3 strikes and you're out. But to Steven, right? It is a strike against you.
Okay, but what if she says, "I don't know anything about it, but can you teach me?"
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
there's no strikes.
No,
he's still going to strike.
You're
He's already determined. He's getting the strike.
Here's the reason. No, it's not. You're not. She's not going to know. But in my head,
I challenge the strike.
But in my head, it makes sense because it just shows where you're at. It gives me. It's helping me gauge emotionally, intelligent wise, where you're at. If you understand love languages, yes, someone created it, but it's hold true and it makes all the sense. It's a good thing. And when you understand how you feel like you receive love and you're able to express that to somebody, that's a really good thing. It's really powerful. So if you don't know about it, it's okay. I'm more than happy to teach you, which I've done. But I still look at it and say, well, maybe you're not as emotionally in tune with yourself as I would like you to be. So we can have a conversation, and then through that conversation, I maybe could tell you, well, here's how you probably receive love, and then you take the test, and you're like, okay, well, I was correct, right? But that's also part of emotional intelligence is also understanding in other people, right? Not just in yourself, but what you see in other people. So, but yeah, but that's part of my conversation. I ask that so that way, as I'm getting to know somebody, do I feel like this is something that I can do? And there are certain things that I don't do well with.
Do you think, or do y'all think that you can understand? Do you think y'all can know someone's love language without them telling y'all it?
I think that it's yes and no because there's nuances. So, for example, I did I won't say a survey, but I love to ask people questions, and in our singles group. And there was this thing where women were talking about rings and how important is a ring, right? And then the price of the ring, the size of the ring, right? And then as we were going through this conversation and we were going through all this back and forth, it went on for days. Then I brought up love languages, and I found that there was a very high correlation between a woman who said that I need a large diamond ring and having the love language of receiving gifts. So, yes, I believe that, and that's also, once again, part of having high emotional intelligence is understanding, okay, if this person places a lot of value on a ring, they probably have a love language of receiving gifts. To them, they need to have that on their hand. Otherwise, they may not then feel like you love them. So once again, like, quality time, I don't do well with that love language. If your primary love language is quality time, we may have a little bit of an issue. Could I get better at it? Sure. If I know and I have a desire to love you,
I ain't spending no time with you.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just that.
I'm gonna give you some gifts.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not.
I'm gonna give you some affirmations.
But
I'm gonna touch that body.
You also gotta remember the conversation we had a few weeks ago about quality time and how most people misinterpret what that means.
That's true.
So I don't think it's fair to say that you're not good at quality time. I think what would be better would say is you're not good at the people's interpretation of quality time.
Okay. I like that. That makes sense. And I think that would probably be the same for
I wouldn't
you as
agree.
Well.
Yes,
because I don't have a lot of physical time to give you, and but what
man on his purpose does. This is the reason why this dude doesn't exist.
Yeah,
it's like. You want all the things we named.
Very clear. I want to make something very clear. You said on his purpose. What man that is genuinely moving and doing his life's purpose? He's mid-30s, and he's moving and doing what he's supposed to be doing to build his empire. He doesn't have time. He doesn't have just physical time. I can't just give you a bunch of time.
He doesn't have that time that they would particularly want. Not in an excess amount.
Right.
It's a ridiculous request.
It is.
And it's frustrating because what's attractive to me? A woman that realizes I need to work on myself. Like there's things that I need to improve on. My dating history is trash. I'm not realistic in the goals and things I've set for myself. You don't even have to be close to there, but just the fact that you have that realization, there's hope for you. Like, there's so many people out there. I mean, men and women, but specifically women, because that's what I talk to.
Yeah.
They just me too.
They don't. They're like literally always right. It's always your fault.
Always right. There's no room for growth. It's just like, bro, like if you can say, okay, I'm wrong, or wow, I didn't know that. Okay, that's new information, right? And process it in the moment instead of just deflecting, instead of just having a comeback. Like, stop listening to respond and listen for understanding, right? Like,
uh-oh. Got that monkeypox? What's happening?
No. But, I don't know. Someone trying to attack me.
You got a crate for bananas?
Monkeypox is doing it thing.
Nah, man, I'm up here speaking. I'm speaking truth, man.
Hey, they're
trying to attack me. But nah, man, like, too many times, I feel like people are listening to respond and not listening to understand.
Yes.
And if we start listening to understand and to see the other person's point instead of just trying to be right, then we can get so much further. Like, if I had a woman, you don't have to be right, but you can say, you know what, I didn't know that. Like, I love a woman that can learn. And that was one of the reasons that I had that relationship with that girl when I first got here, because she wanted to learn. Like, even though I was like, we don't really mesh well, but her desire for knowledge, for her to be like, wow, you have so much information. I mean, we would teach classes and she would be in the room while I'm teaching and be taking notes and be dealing with her own childhood traumas. And then we talk about it afterwards. The most attractive thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
And I think that when we talk about submission or submissive or that type of woman, I think that's what a lot of men are talking about. And that word is being changed to, and it's a bad word now, to basically women thinking, I just want to control you, yada, yada, yada. It's like, no. Like, if I say something and it resonates and it's just like, wow, he's onto something. Let me process this and let me make it make sense. That's a part of being feminine. That's part of feminine energy. That's part of submissiveness. And I think a lot of men can do that. We do it. When you say something, like, I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I was wrong. Like, you know what I mean? We process it. If there's no, I don't need to battle you. You know what I mean? I understand. I think with men in general, we understand. I won't say a level of hierarchy, but I understand who I'm in a room with.
We're logical,
right?
Well, I think hierarchy is a good word.
Okay.
People are in different places. See, the thing is, when we think of hierarchy, like there's a nigga at the top and he's the best. Yeah. No, that's not. It's
that
because
competitive mindset,
right? Because when me and Mel go out, if we're in a certain environment, if it's his environment,
yeah,
lead the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that there's this like this king thing. It's this king thing. Why are you smiling like that?
Because I'm thinking about a post I just saw. Thinking about go ahead.
There's this king thing. Look, everybody's not a king. I'm sorry. And
we all can't be a king.
And to be I've said this.
I know you called me a prince the other day. I'm like, oh, I'm not a king. He was like, man, what? I gave you the second best title.
Steve, I walk into the room or something, and Steve's like, what up, king? I said, what up, prince? I'm a prince. We can't both be kings.
You know what? And at first, like, I was not offended or anything. It just was like, oh, I can't be a king? He was like, we both can't be kings. And then I gave you the second best title. I said, okay.
What's a king to a god?
You know? But the interesting thing, right, you talk about we're going into situations. Like, I saw this post, and this girl was like, ain't nothing like meeting going out with a man with this group of friends and then realizing he's not the leader.
I saw that too. Yes.
And then this girl, she was just like, yeah, gotta be the head. Like, and I didn't respond to it or anything, but in my head, I'm just like, why is that?
Yeah.
Why do you need, like, this is where that I need the boss. This is why men want to be the boss. They want to be the, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, why? Why do I, like, if you come into my circle, I'm not the boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, I understand where I am. But if you take me, you transplant me back on the East Coast, now I'm the boss. Right. I'm in my circle, then I move different.
Right.
So it's just like, I mean, in a different situation, I may take a back seat or I may then step up. Like, but that's part of understanding
and that's part of being mature and understanding. Like,
But
this isn't what I am good at.
Right.
People excel at things that they're good at. And you naturally, like, it's okay to follow to a certain extent.
This
you know
the
what I mean?
difference
You
between
learn
the
from
men
that.
and women's mentality. We're biologically different. We think different. Like,
You know what's funny? I want to be a follower. Like, give me because what
hey,
does
man,
that
we go
mean?
to the gym together. Come on, Chris. I got
Right,
you, man.
right. But give me someone who I can follow. What does that say about that person?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, you learn. When you're a follower, you learn. There's nothing wrong with being a follower. Obviously, there's a negative connotation, you're a follower,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's like, Nick, everybody can't be the leader. And great leaders learn how to follow first.
Hey,
Everyone
man, I
knows
am
that.
a fantastic follower. I am an absolutely fantastic follower.
You really are.
Right. I mean, and it has got me to where I am. And honestly, I'm also a fantastic leader.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of respects, no one sees me as a follower. They see me as a leader.
Yeah.
But I'm that way because I have followed
Yeah.
and I understand. And then when we in certain situations, I know, and I'm not number one here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me fall back. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with that. But that's the issue. Like, in a household, like, depending on your man, woman, whatever, you both have to be able to play the follower or the leader.
And that's beautiful. It's beautiful to be able to have that relationship and be able to let people take lead when I just think people don't understand leadership because they're not leaders. Most people aren't leaders.
Yeah.
Most people are missing that part. They only know followers.
Because they haven't grown.
They haven't grown
around, and also they weren't. A lot of men are grown up in single parent households, and it's typically the mother, especially in the black community. So obviously they're gonna have more, what's that, feminine traits or so, or is that or emotional or whatever. So so typically people who aren't molded that way. That's why it's like I'll watch people like David Goggins or this Elliot Holst. They're very alpha males, This is like super alpha.
they're literally like
like the mold for alpha man, But you learn so much from them, man. And like I didn't grow up with a father figure in my life, but I've always gravitated towards people who had some kind of I guess exterior of some kind of dominance in a sense, not in the dominance of conquering, but they just like he has something that is really
They're leaders.
that I want, and
right.
so you just naturally get attracted to it. So there's definitely not a bad thing about being a follower or anything like that.
it's the most attractive thing in the world to be able to see something or I'm sorry, not attractive is not the right word. It's incredible to be able to see something in someone else, put yourself around that person so that you can learn that skill or whatever, and build on it.
Yeah,
Like, what is wrong with us?
it's just that it's a society.
That meme actually really kind of
It bothered me.
It bothered me.
It bothered me.
It really bothered me because it just shows the lack of understand. Women don't understand men, and it's just it's insane. It's insane. Like, we're not like y'all. We're not like y'all. Like,
We're completely different species. We have
completely different.
We have different mentalities, and we have different ideologies of what one another is supposed to do. At least, especially when it comes to women. Women think that men are going to be this create or build a player. Yeah, just say NBA 2K.
Right.
We ain't playing 2K.
Everybody need an overall 99.
99.
Yeah, man.
Overall 99. Like, bruh, everyone's not gonna be overall 99.
When I see women place, if you ain't over 6 foot, I'm just like,
Bruh.
you just eliminated
Bruh.
your potential husband.
you know what's funny about that? The 99 player, that people don't even understand that when a character is 99, it doesn't mean they're the best at everything.
That's true.
There's still things they're not good at.
Yeah.
Even in the freaking video game.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they can be a level 99 and not be the best blocker or the best rebounder.
Yeah.
But their overall is still 99.
Unless you're Aaron Darnold. It's not Aaron Darnold. I can't remember his name, but he played on the football team that just won the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna say it because they
Super
beat the
Bowl.
Bengals. Yeah. He's a defensive dude. He sacked my boy at the end, but he has like level 99 and all his.
Who won
stats.
the Super Bowl?
It wasn't the Bengals, so we don't care.
Steven?
I didn't watch
Wow,
Super Bowl.
I didn't even know that.
It was the LA Rams, but
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, the Rams.
yeah, but they're in Los Angeles now, so.
Steve, remember we was out there? They was talking about the stadium they were building for the Rams.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I don't think it wasn't built, or was it built?
It might have just been built.
Maybe.
It might have just been.
It was
built.
brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we don't care about them. It's the Bengals. Who they? We coming back next season.
Did the Bengals win a Super Bowl within the past 20 years?
We have a lot of good followers out there, as we've been stating.
I know the Colts have.
They couldn't get one in 20 years.
Hey, man, they actually did really good last year, though.
We would like to say
Yeah.
thank you all for following us and subscribing to our channel. And
Shout out to those that watch to the end and get all the nuggets. You
And
know,
also-
it takes us a while to get juiced up.
we just received a comment. We're gonna end on this, but before I say this comment, Steven, love you. Chris, love you. Y'all both provided some great information, and hopefully the information that you all provided, people can take home with them. You know what I mean? But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And this is the last message or comment that we got on a video, episode 28. It's called Femininity is Getting Exposed. Just got a comment, which was edited. I'm not sure what the edited was, but
I'm sure you'll go back and look at it with the edited comment.
it says it's 3 gay men telling it's 3 gay men telling trans woman they are not woman. That shit is funny.
Wow.
With that, thank you. Subscribe to the channel. We will see you all next week.